Goeiedag, good day fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And on Monday, this Monday, the 7th of September, I'm going to be having a very interesting discussion. And I'm hoping to have one of the men who are involved in what they call the coffin debacle. You know that with that, well, let me tell you the story. I've actually got all the facts which have been given to me by Elseby. And here are the facts. On the 7th of September 2016, Victor Mlotshwa trespassed on the farm where Willem Oosthuyzen worked. When spotted, he ran away and crossed a railway line in order to prevent Willem from following him with a pickup truck, or bakkie in South Africa. Willem calls the neighbour farm, where Theo Jackson is farming, to ask him to intercept the person, and he drove there via the road, taking several minutes, because it's about 4 to 5 kilometres. The fellow, Victor Mlotshwa, was apprehended, and they found copper cable already stripped from plastic and cut in 80 centimetre pieces in his possession in a sports bag. They accused him as a cable thief and told him they were going to take him to the police station. The person they had apprehended, i.e. Victor Mlotshwa, says should they hand him over to the police, it will only be a day or two and he will be free. And he says he will revenge the arrest by murdering their wives and children while they are working on the land. He also threatened to burn their crops as soon as it is ripe and easy to burn. They then decided to teach him a lesson, worse than arrest, to prevent him from executing on his threats. They load him and a coffin on the bakkie, and in a silage ditch close by, they unload the coffin and told him to get into the coffin. He did. He was not scared enough, so they said they will have to put a snake, which they did not have, with him in the coffin. They also threatened to pour petrol, which they did not have, out over the coffin and set it alight. He then got scared and promised that he will not harm their families or burn their farms. They then took him out of the coffin. The whole process took 2 to 3 minutes. They never assaulted him, never hurt him, never hit him, or bound him in any manner. He helped them to load the coffin on the bakkie again and asked them for a lift to the main road. He drove back with them, and at the main road he got off. Willem and Theo took videos of the incident in order to prove that they did not hurt him during the proceedings. All the farmers in South Africa take photos and videos of incidents with trespassers, because when you are attacked on your farm, there is evidence of the troublemakers. Victor did not go to the police and nothing happened for quite a while. On the 8th of November 2016, an article appears in the Sunday newspaper, mainly aimed at black readers. It revealed the incident and put the one video of 20 seconds on social media. It is not sure how the newspaper got hold of it. Theo's boss, who was the owner of the coffin and used it before for more or less the same purposes, ordered him to burn the coffin, which he did. He also contacted his boss's lawyer, who advised him that they go to the police and confess that they made the video and tell the police they are the culprits. This was done to protect the employer, Mr. Hannes de Beer, from the investigation. Let's have a look at that video that they took as their own evidence, which appeared then later on the internet, and also the front of the Daily Sun newspaper, which covered the story. Here we go.
There's no part for you. Gaan jy nou weer stil? Nou, hoekom stil jy? Maar ek klim binnekant, ek kan nie hoor wat jy sê. Wie sê kabel is daar? As jy nie van die YouTube maak, dat ek sommer die teks opsit.
Dis die laaste maal dat ek praat oor. Jy kan kies of ek sluit oor ry of ek sit vir praat oor.
Wil jy vanaf doodgaan of stadig? Klip, jy praat klip. Jy wil ons praat. Niks. Ja, voor in die bak is 'n leiter. Maak sit in jou pop. Pop. Sit in jou pop. Pop. Hey, klip. Vamos. Jy kry die chonsamos. Jy chonsamos, jy weet. Ja. Nee, voor een chonsamos. Nou, zo kulala, kos nem kulali plasamos. Ken aparat. Ai chigis so. Ken aparat. Kena. Stavis andras aan voet. Va. Oosthuyzen.
Swaar was ek net so daar.
Hey, chama wena funu popala.
The ANC and EFF supported Victor Mlotshwa to lay charges against Willem and Theo. The purpose was to make a huge political statement from this incident and cause hysterics. 14th November 2016, both Theo and Willem were arrested and kept in custody. Theo and Willem were both paid-up members of AfriForum. They approached AfriForum for assistance, not legal representation or funding, only advice and support. AfriForum refused because of the political nature that this matter had become. On the 1st of December 2016, the bail application was heard in Middelburg Magistrates Court and the bail was refused. A bunch of lies were dished up by the prosecutor during this proceeding, i.e. there was a firearm involved. None of them own a firearm. That they bound him to the tow bar of the bakkie, implying that they dragged him behind the bakkie while driving, and they called him a K, the K word. During the trial, the next year, it came out that none of this was ever true, but fabricated to keep them in custody. On the 14th of July 2017, the previous attorney's mandate was cancelled because his advice to hand them over was not in the best interests and the wrong advice. He failed to expose the lies of the investigating officer during the bail application and, despite instructions thereto, failed to appeal on the bail judgment to the High Court. We then took over the case, but started with a lot of damage done. However, we brought about a second bail application, which was done before the very same magistrate, and succeeded to get them out on bail. The 31st of July 2017, the trial starts in the Delmas High Court. Mr. Hannes de Beer testifies. Under cross-examination, he admits that he lied in his evidence in Maine because he had to testify what the prosecutor told him to testify. This seems to be the pattern throughout the entire trial. On the 1st of August 2017 to the 11th of August 2017, the trial proceeds in Middelburg and continues there after an inspection of the location was done. The trial had its frustrations. The state appointed a very poor interpreter. Instead of translating what it was said, He explains and modifies the evidence in order to fix the discrepancies in the evidence of the different witnesses. Our clients are fluent in Zulu, and the language in which most of the witnesses preferred, a language which was also understood by the judge. At one stage, Willem could not take the wrong interpretation any longer and wished to point it out to the legal team. The judge reprimanded Willem, not the interpreter. Every day when we went to court, we were attacked outside the court. They spat on us, they hit us. The police stood there, saw everything and did nothing to protect us. In court, the police kept family and friends from entering and reserved seats for political officials to attend the court. A further frustration was the prosecutor. He influenced the evidence. He tried his very best to play the racial card, or the race was never an issue. He told the court that the original affidavit of Victor Mlotshwa is in his hotel room. Afterwards, it got lost. Where have we heard that before? The importance of this is that the defense could not be cross-examined on contradictory evidence. He also counterfeited a document which he presented as evidence in High Court. The whole ethics one will expect from a reputable lawyer was missing. 21st of August 2017. Argument was heard for conviction. 25th of August 2017. Argument was heard for the conviction. The conviction, guilty of assault to cause grievous bodily harm on Denton Sitoli, a friend of Victor who claimed that he was also assaulted, even though he wasn't even there. Assault to cause grievous bodily harm on Victor Mlotshwa by hitting and assaulting him. Conviction of kidnapping, taking him to the silage ditch close by. Conviction, attempted murder by putting him in the coffin with a snake of the intention to burn the coffin. Conviction, intimidation by threatening Victor with police. Conviction, defeating the ends of justice by burning the coffin. 27th of October 2017. The two were sentenced to assault on Sitoli, 3 years, assault on Mlotshwa, 3 years, kidnapping, 5 years, attempted murder, 7 years, intimidation, 6 years, defeating the ends of justice, 3 years, and that final 3 years only went to Jackson for burning the coffin. The total is 24 and 27 years, but because some of the sentences had to run concurrently and part was suspended, they had to serve 11 and 14 years respectively. The judge did not sign their detention warrants, and they were illegally detained until the 9th of November 2017. The judge suspended a part of their sentence for 8 years, whilst the maximum suspension in South African law is 5 years. The media wrote about this huge mistake. On the 9th of November, the judge, who was actually functus officio, sentenced them again the same sentences but suspended for 5 years. The judge dismissed our application for leave to appeal. The reason? She was under the considered view that the appeal did not have any reasonable prospects of success. For the same reason, the court denied bail pending the appeal. We had to petition to the Supreme Court of Appeal for leave to appeal. This had to be done in 30 days, and once again our frustration started. One of the documents that must accompany the petition is the judgment signed by the judge. She stretched out the signing of the document to the very last day, despite numerous requests to sign the judgments. If it was negligent or malicious, one will never know, but certainly it caused a lot of trouble and frustration for the legal team. Normally, this will be the end of the story and the accused will serve their sentence. Very few people have the money to appeal, and if they are not assisted by a team like us, they would have stayed in prison. That is the scary part. I don't want to collaborate about all the obstacles and frustrations, but I believe it is placed before us to give up and leave the case. To spend this time and effort without any payment is a big challenge. By making it difficult for us, we could easily give up and just left the whole thing and gone our own way. On the 11th of November 2019, the case was heard, and the 2nd of December was the judgment. The appeal was heard. The Court of Appeal reasoned that the evidence of the state witnesses was unreliable. The court found them guilty on their own confessions, made on the advice of the first attorney. They were sentenced to 5 years imprisonment and were recently released on parole. There were also hiccups with the parole due to the influence of politics, but they are released now, and we are very pleased. Now, what is extraordinary about this case is you'll notice how the person judging the court case refused to sign the actual ruling, which could have caused the appeal to have just not gone ahead. And if you look what's happening in the court system around South Africa, the courts are in such a complete and utter shambles that people who commit murder, who commit rape, who loot something, or who are before the courts never actually get heard because there's always something missing. Maybe it's the docket, maybe it's a witness. There's always something missing, and this is a huge frustration of people who are trying to do the right thing. The justice system in South Africa, quite honestly, is completely effed. Completely effed. And that's the way the ANC like it, because they never ever go behind bars. All right, guys, don't forget, Monday night, 7th September, we're going to be unpacking this whole court case with the people involved in it. We're talking about the coffin case, which went viral worldwide because it was two young white men apprehending an African in a rather unusual way. Please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video, please share this video, and above all, please stay safe.